All right, so today's video, I'm gonna talk about why I'm almost 28 years old and I have never worked a regular job. I have never worked like a full-time 9 to 5 or even any job at that. The only jobs I worked was like summer jobs between high school summers and college, like small jobs like Subway, McDonald's, but like, yeah, because I went to college, and once I graduated college, I still never got a job, and I'm about to turn 28 years old. So where do I start? Um, when I was in high school, I would say about 15 years old. 15. I started smoking weed at 15 years old. 16 years old, my mom ended up getting a new car for herself, but she kept her old one. So I started driving a car right at 16. I started driving to school. And that's when I started just really being outside. I started, you feel me? I started, at first, okay, boom. I started smoking weed. So I said to myself, I was such a pothead that I was like, how can I afford to smoke weed every single day? That was my mindset. I was like, I want to be able to smoke weed every single day, but I couldn't afford it. So I started selling weed. Like I figured out, that's what I figured out. I figured out if I buy weed in bulk, like zips, ounces, um, quarter pound, shit like that, I could be able to smoke as much as I want for free and make money at the same time. So that's exactly what I did. And then I would drop it off to people. I wasn't the typical person who was like, yo, come to me. I was driving to people. And like I said, it started off like I never wanted to be on no street shit. It was just on some, I like smoking weed. I know people. I got the best connections around, at the time and still do. You feel me? But, um, so I could make this work and all I wanted to do was smoke weed. So then I started to noticing, oh shit, I really am making money with this. Like, so it took off. Like, when I say it took off, the rest of high school, I was selling my little weed, but I still had dreams to go to college and get a good 9 to 5. That's what everybody told me to do, or that was the thing to do. You thought, if you go to college, you could get a good job and you'll be set for life. I was still around the time period where people weren't as much talking about, oh, college ain't the wave. You feel me? Nowadays, I hear that a lot. Nowadays, a lot of videos you watch, they'll tell you that college is a waste of time, this, that, and the third. And I got mixed feelings about that. And like I said, this is coming from a person who went to college and graduated, so I'm qualified to talk about it. So long story short, back on what we were talking about, I went to college and kept the same mindset. I wasn't gonna stop smoking weed. So if y'all, for those of you who didn't go to college, college is the easiest place to sell weed. Like, so when I got to college, that's what I did too. You feel me? I was selling weed. It's a party type lifestyle environment. All people want to do is smoke and drink. Like, ask anybody who went to college, and it even depends on what college you went to. But a lot of colleges, you feel me? All people like to do is smoke weed and drink and turn up. So I took advantage of that. And yo, when I tell you, the weed game took off even crazier in college than it did in high school. Like in college, I was making so much money. Like I was making so much money to pay my rent when I was living off campus, and I could do whatever I wanted to do. Like literally whatever I wanted. If I wanted, at one point, no, matter of fact, the whole time I was eating out every day, doing whatever I wanted. You feel me? Like, and I have way more stories that come with it, but it's back to the point as to why I'm here today at the age of 28 with no job, right? So not only in college, not only was I selling weed to the students, it branched off until I had the locals in the city buying weed off me as well. So it just got so crazy. Like I'm talking pounds. Like it just went so crazy. So long story short, I ended up graduating, and I'm skipping a few, I went through a lot of shit. Like I've been through so much shit in this weed game. Like I could tell you about everything. You feel me? All the ups and downs and crazy shit. I done taken losses, the whole nine. Uh, so I graduated college, and while everybody was, going back to their hometowns and stuff, my motion was so crazy with the locals that I really didn't need the campus at that point when I graduated. So, you feel me? I stayed down there in that state that I was in. You feel me? I'm not going to say the state because I like to keep a certain level of anonymity, or however you say it. Comment below if I fucked up on that. And so that's what I did. I stayed. You feel me? I was still selling weed, and I leveled up even more in the weed game. I never hit it to grower status, but I was always a middleman. You feel me? But my motion was so crazy. So, and I had three different connections, plus a friend of mine. We were running the weed thing together, and we would take flights out to Cali. We went to L.A., San Francisco, and Seattle. Those were my main sources, and I would bring it. You feel me? Too much information, but I would bring it back to the East Coast. So we would do that. We would run those trips like twice a week, once a month, depending on how fast we would get the shit off and have to go back and re up. So I would say when I graduated, I continued to be in the streets and shit, and like, with the streets outside of school, like with the locals and shit, for the next like 3-4 years, because this all ended about last year. So total, when I throw it all together, I was selling weed for a good 11 years, from age 16 to age 27. I'm 27 now. I'm about to be 28. Why did it all why did I quit? Why did I get out the game? Was uh, because I didn't have the campus no more. I still had a crazy flow, but over time, it just was a lot of shit I was going through. It was a lot of shit going on. You kind of comment below, like if you like people who really been in the streets, like they know what I'm talking about. Like you done been through ups and downs, shit. Like people done been through real shit. You feel me? So I was going through stuff like that, and then I had moved like 3 different times. I always was out on my own, paying my own bills and shit. You feel me? But I always had a roommate. So the most recent roommate I had, he was going through his own little shit. He had a daughter that lived somewhere else, so she had to come move in with him. So he talked to me, whatever. He was just like, yo, my daughter's coming down, blah blah blah. So like, this situation can't really work out no more. And at the same time, a whole lot of stuff was going on with me personally in my personal life. My grandmother got sick. She was the one who helped raise me. So I kind of had to go up north, to my hometown and like take care of her in her last days. So like overnight, I had dropped my whole customer base, my motion that I had going. I had just dropped that shit. And, I made a commitment with myself. I was like, this might be the time that God is telling me to shift gears, to try something different. You feel me? You may want to start looking for a job now and this, that, and the third. Like, now my views on a job, like coming from the lifestyle that I came from, now facing the fact that I have to work a job now, I'm not gonna lie, like that shit is hard as hell. That shit is really hard because it's just not what I'm used to. Like people who've been working for years and stuff, uh, they're used to the lifestyle and it's like muscle memory. Me, I'm entering a whole new ball game. So I'm dealing with it, but it's really hard, like, and so like I said, 27, like I said, I'm about to turn 28. That is this is just my personal journey as to why I'm just now. I done made resumes, I done made my cover letter, my cover letter, excuse me. And I'm on my like 20th application right now, still nothing. Now I'm starting to learn and see how the job market works, because I didn't know all this shit. I just wasn't focused on it. So now I'm starting to see, and all these videos are popping up talking about, oh, the job market is hard, nobody's getting hired, it's hard nowadays. Before I heard it was a lot easier. Comment below, y'all tell me, what's going on, but y'all know what's going on already. Like, nobody's really hiring. These companies don't got money. We in a recession right now. So, like, it's just a lot going on, and that's why, my views are kind of skewed when it comes to this new lifestyle that I'm about to enter, because I'm kind of like, damn, like, but it's the best for me. I do know that. I'm trusting the process. That's a little bit about me, yo. You know, and I'm gonna break this up, like, cause I do got a lot of stories within what I just said that I'm gonna save for other videos. Like, I'm gonna think of more topics to talk about. But yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for staying to the end. If you made it this far, thanks for hearing me out. Maybe some of you guys could relate to. I know a lot of you street niggas out there could relate to this. You feel me? Like, and that's for another video as well. I got a lot of stuff to talk about as it pertains to the streets and shit like that. You feel me? Like, but yeah, yo, that's a little bit about myself. Like, you know, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you again.